Logan the Layman Critic here. Continuing our brief detour from all the action films and animation, today's review is for Whip It. It's a 2009 film directed by Drew Barrymore and stars Ellen Page. Let's talk movies. Bliss Cavender is an outsider. She works with her best friend at a diner where she gets stiffed on tips, and her mom forces her to be in beauty pageants. But a chance encounter with a group of roller derby girls leads her to check out a game for herself, and she becomes mesmerized by it all. She tries out, and she makes the team. But as she finally settles into her niche, she has to make sure her family can't find out about it. My watching this movie just happened to be a fluke. Whatever I had been watching had just finished, and this was the next thing that happened to be playing on in the background. But then I actually started getting interested in what was going on because I like Ellen Page. Well, I mean, at least some of her stuff. I'm not really up to date with her work in the last few years, but I enjoyed her in Juno, X-Men: The Last Stand, Inception, and she's very good in this. I know there was some criticism of her performance in Juno. People said the character's dialogue was a little too witty and precocious. I don't know that I agree with that. I knew quite a few people in high school who actually talked a lot like her. Anyway, but my point is that the character of Bliss is a much more typical introverted teen. She's not exceptional at anything. Even when she's doing the skating tryouts, she's still like struggling. She impresses the coach with her time on her laps, but that's really only after falling a bunch and getting by on sheer determination. And I have to give her credit, Ellen Page. She's incredibly skilled with emoting. The movement of her eyes and her mouth. There's those moments where she's around a guy that she's crushing on, and her expressions are very convincing of an introverted teenage girl. And she's very endearing and cute in those scenes. And she's got good screen chemistry with Landon Pig, that's the boyfriend. One of the best scenes, just spoiler, is when they sneak into the high school and dive into the pool. And it's kind of a love scene. They're kissing underwater and taking off layers of clothes throughout, but it's not an erotic scene. It's very sweet, and the music that's playing under it is perfect. And it would probably be my favorite part of the movie were it not for what follows later, which I won't spoil. The cast in general is a strong one. Andrew Wilson plays Razor, the coach, which I had no idea this guy was related to Owen and Luke Wilson. I just knew him as Beef Supreme from Idiocracy, but I liked him. He acts like a tough coach and he's competent, but his team won't take him seriously, and it's quite funny. And those parts where he shows a little warmth really round out the character well. Marcia Gay Harden and Daniel Stern play Bliss's parents. The conflict between what the mom wants for her and what she wants really put you in the same position because she's clearly a loving parent, but her intentions are misguided. And so you appreciate as well as resent her. It's an up and down thing. And then Daniel Stern plays the dad as someone who really doesn't want to rock the boat. He's a total pushover, and he's so likable, yet you really feel for Bliss and how non-confrontational he is. There's a lot of good characters. Alia Shawkat, I hope I'm saying that right, maybe from Arrested Development. She plays the best friend, Pash, who serves as a slight counter to Bliss's introversion. She's got some funny scenes where they're joking around and doing best friend things. They're both misfits and peas in a pod, and it's quite cute. There's really so many people that I could cover. Kristen Wiig, who's a teammate, secondary mother figure, understated but good. Juliette Lewis plays a rival. She's the worst, and she's very good at it. You know, I haven't gone into much besides the cast. I guess that's because that's what makes the film work. The plot isn't an original one, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't feel tired because the cast gives it a lot of life. I guess I would complain that the outcome of the romantic subplot isn't very satisfying or clear. I watched the movie twice, and each time I came away thinking differently as to where things were going with that. But overall, for a director's debut, I'd say Drew Barrymore did a solid job. So check it out. Until next time, ladies and gentlefellows.